Okay, folks, we're on to our feature poet, and I'm going to read DK's bio so you know who is in the room, and then I'm going to hand over straight to DK. DK is a Midlands-based poet, music producer, and accessibility advocate whose work blends creativity with lived experience. A wheelchair user with cerebral palsy, DK creates powerful poetry exploring identity, disability, and social justice. They're a multiple slam winner, recipient of the Best Open Mic Award at the Fluent in both awards, and a finalist in the Some-Antics Slam. Their 2025 collection, Writing My Own Story Means, reflects themes of resilience and empowerment. As co-founder of AccessAbility Arts, DK delivers inclusive workshops and talks, using art to challenge perceptions, amplify marginalised voices, and inspire meaningful social change. We're absolutely delighted to have DK as our feature poet. DK, the mic is yours.
I wonder who wrote that. I've forgotten how much I've done. I was told I should do a bit of promotion before my poem, which feels bold, because if this goes badly, I've just advertised more opportunities to watch me struggle. As many of you know, Accessibility Arts is my excuse for turning a perfectly reasonable hobby into a full-time obsession. We run workshops, performances, publishing projects, and creative opportunities for people of all abilities. We're passionate about making sure everyone has access to the arts, because creativity shouldn't come with an entry requirement other than being human. I'll put our link tree in the chat at some point. I used to get labeled a proper ladies' man, which was impressive considering I never actually asked anyone out. It was all reputation, no follow-through. Turns out people mistook me enjoying women's company for romantic prowess, which led to quite a lot of confusion when I just kept not making a move. I meet him on wet pavement, rain still clinging to the edges of things, laces loose, grin reckless, like the world owes him a story. You grew into me, he says. Bit dead, isn't it? Where's the chaos, the girls, the proof? They were never proof, I tell him. Just misread signals. He scoffs, hands tight on the wheels, a quick spin, restless, searching, like motion might explain it. But we liked them. You don't fake that. I didn't. I liked them, just not how you thought liking worked. He falters. But we were a ladies' man, that's what they said. Yeah, I shrug. We mistook warmth for fire. Thought closeness meant heat. Thought staying meant wanting. Silence lands. So what are we then? I breathe, set the weight down clean. Asexual. Not empty, just built different. The current runs another way. He studies that, like it might finally fit. All those nights, the almosts. Belonging, I say. Not hunger. I wasn't chasing bodies, I was keeping moments. He softens. Storm thinning out. So I wasn't lying. No. Just speaking a language you hadn't learnt yet. A pause, then, and we're all right. I smile, steady. We're right. He nods, like something finally clicks into place. Mad, he says. Yeah, I tell him. Just not the way we thought. Cool, thanks. I wrote this poem after spending several years in a committed relationship with anxiety. It's a bit clingy, never pays rent, and somehow still thinks it's in charge. Tell them the mind can be a battlefield with no banners raised, no warning sirens, just 1,000 silent invasions behind a smile that's been rehearsed for years. Tell them anxiety isn't always panic, sometimes it's checking the door twice, reading one message 10 times, turning a passing comment into a courtroom that sits all night. Tell them I've carried guilt for crimes I never committed, worn blame like a winter coat, stitched from overthinking, buttoned up with what if. Tell them negative thoughts know my name too well. They knock at ungodly hours, drag old failures from their graves, and ask me to bury them again. Tell them I've stared at ceilings that looked like constellations of doubt, each crack a question mark, each shadow another reason to believe I wasn't enough. But tell them I'm still here, still writing verses from the rubble of bad days, still finding rhythm when my head sounds like a riot wrapped in static. Tell them resilience isn't some shining armor, it's getting up exhausted, walking through the storm anyway, and refusing to let fear hold the pen. Tell them every scar became a sentence, every setback became a stanza, every dark thought became fuel for a fire that refused to die. Tell them I know how to laugh even when my chest feels heavy, how to turn pain into punchlines, how to make a room smile while fighting battles nobody can see. And tell them if I'm cracking jokes, it's not because life never hurt me, it's because I learned that laughter makes people feel comfortable enough to put down their masks, and for a moment, we can all feel a little less alone. Thank you. How's everyone doing? Still with me? Good. We've covered asexuality and anxiety so far, which means we're only one poem away from completing the standard NHS Wellbeing Questionnaire. I wrote this next poem after realizing my dog. For context, we had 2 dogs until recently. This is the one who's still alive. I did the poem about the other dog here last month. This dog spends at least 6 hours a day conducting highly serious surveillance of a garden that is mostly just leaves committing minor crimes. I sit where the glass becomes a thin idea between civilization and absolute nonsense. Outside, the garden is conducting itself poorly. A pigeon waddles across the patio with the confidence of someone who has never been properly chased. A leaf performs a suspicious maneuver near the hydrangea. The wind, clearly unlicensed, is rearranging everything. I observe. My nose writes long reports in the air. Fox passed through at dawn. Blackbird smug as a magistrate. Earth recently disturbed by something with bad intentions. You think I'm waiting? I am not waiting. I am studying the enemy. Every creature out there moves like it owns the place. Squirrels committing acrobatics without permits. Magpies holding secret meetings on the garden wall. If that door opened, the entire operation would collapse in roughly 7 seconds. Peace would be restored. Order reinstated. Several leaves would regret their choices. But the glass holds. Inside, warmth, quiet, the slow breathing of the house. Outside, wind, wings, the endless scandal of moving grass. So I remain here, sentinel, philosopher, undisputed champion of noticing things. The garden pretends nothing is wrong. But I know. And sooner or later the door will make a different sound. Cheers. A couple of political/annoyed poems now. It wouldn't be a DK set if I didn't have a rant. I wrote this after looking at the state of the country and thinking, blimey, even my Wi-Fi connection seems more stable than Britain at the minute. I see rain-stained brickwork and bus stop blues, see worn-out shoes do overtime too. See mums count pounds while the pound slips south, see cupboards breathe with an empty mouth. See school shoes taped where the soles split thin, see kids learn early what cutbacks mean. See steam on windows where the heating lost, every room keeping score of the cost. Broken Britain, cracks in every street. Round here the workers work till the work works back, backs bent, rent spent, eyes fixed, jaws clenched. Night shift, day shift, same drift, same drag, still chasing tomorrow on a frayed-out track. Clock in, lock in, boxed in. Hands build cities they'll never live in. Hands stack shelves then count loose change, watching the numbers refuse to change. Broken Britain, cracks in every street. My mate in the chair gets stared at again, like pain needs proof, like truth needs permission. They say support's there, strange phrase that, when every staircase still turns its back. Forms for the form, lines for the line, sign here, sign there, spend years proving life. Letters arrive in brown paper threads, cold little paragraphs dressed as regrets. Broken Britain, cracks in every street. Up top they talk through polished glass, while mold climbs walls and buses pass. Warm hands round wine, warm words on screens, debating hunger in tailored sleeves. They say we hear you, with practiced eyes, then disappear behind tinted skies. Distance is easy from leather seats, where struggle's a headline, not something that eats. Pressure makes pipes burst. Silence makes sirens sound worse. And one day the cracks they stepped over will run beneath their own front doors. Broken Britain, cracks in every street. Thanks. This poem was inspired by Glenn Hoddle's infamous comments suggesting that some disabled people might be experiencing karma from a previous life. Yeah, and he said it while he was the England men's team manager. As a permanent electric wheelchair user with cerebral palsy, I thought I'd save him the trouble of wondering what I did in a past life. Judging by the state of my luck, I probably just parked badly in ancient Rome. Glenn, what do you think of me? A lad in an electric chair, rolling through a world not built with care, tires humming like a battle drum, still showing up when others run. Do you look at me and see a score kept somewhere from a life before? Some cosmic debt I had to pay, to end up living life this way. Because I'll tell you what I know, I've felt cold rain and watched hope grow. I've laughed so hard I couldn't breathe, found strength where others saw defeat. My chair's not chains. It's how I fly. It's how I chase the open sky. It carries me through every storm, while weaker minds cling to the norm. You spoke of karma, fate and blame, as though our bodies tell our shame. Yet every scar and twisted limb says more of life than judgment's whim. So tell me, Glenn, when you see me roll, do you see a body or a soul? A fighter carving out his lane, through ignorance, through doubt, through pain. Because I'm not a lesson from the past. I'm here, I'm living, growing fast. No punishment, no cursed design. This life is difficult, but it's mine. And if there's karma, here's my view, it isn't measured by what we go through. It's found in how we treat each other, stranger, neighbor, sister, brother. So what do you think of me, Glenn? Before you answer, think again. For every wheel turn leaves a mark, and I've been lighting up the dark. Thank you. I'd say this poem is about graceful birds and the poetry of daily life, but honestly it's mostly about me getting outmaneuvered by wildlife, because I refuse to wake up before noon. I miss the morning, whatever soft gold they carve through first light goes on without me. I wake into aftermath, a sky already handled. By afternoon, they enter my hours. Barn swallow, all nerve and needle, they don't fly, they cut. Air parts for them like it's been told to behave. They stitch the patio sky with lines too quick to keep, each turn a decision I could never make that fast. No doubt, no drag. Just instinct dialed to a blade. Their nest grips the corner, mud, spit, stubborn architecture, a small, rough gospel of return. Every landing lands the same note. No rehearsal, no miss. I sit there, late as usual, watching something be exactly on time. One skims past my shoulder, close enough to edit me out of the frame. I flinch. They don't even register it. I'm furniture in a world built for velocity. Evening bleeds in, gold to copper to quiet, but they sharpen with it, calls cracking the air open, flight getting faster like it means something. Like there's a deadline written into the dark. And I wonder what I lost this morning, what perfect, unrepeatable lines I slept clean through. They don't answer. They just write across the dusk, no edits, no second takes, just motion too right to question, and then they're gone. The air holds their shape for half a heartbeat, then forgets. And I'm left here, on a borrowed evening, watching the day close like I was never quite in it. Thank you. You've been lovely, by the way. Thanks for coming with me on this journey. I've got one more poem before I let you all escape. You don't have to look so happy. I wrote this poem about the history of communication, which is ironic because after researching thousands of years of human progress, I still spent 20 minutes arguing with autocorrect. Before the pen penned legends, before the message met the page, we spoke through smoke and sacred signs, through ages etched in stone and sage, with flickering fires and whispered wisdom, with drumbeats deep and signals sent, intent rode winds through wild terrain, yet still the need to speak was meant. On cavern walls, where charcoal called, our stories stood against the years, marks in the dark sparked human hearts, preserving hopes and primal fears. Then symbols surfaced, scripts were shaped, cuneiform cuts and kingdoms grew, each line designed to bind the mind and carry knowledge old and new. From parchment paths to paper's power, communication changed its pace. The printing press pressed thought to life and spread it far from place to place. Ideas ignited, united minds, enlightened eyes in every land. A grand expansion of expression placed the future in our hands. Then wires whirred with urgent words. The telegraph would tap and tell, click after click, quick as a flick, its coded currents cast a spell. The telephone transformed the tone, allowing distant voices near. A new frontier made miles seem slight, and drew faraway people here. Radio rode the roaming airwaves, television painted light, bringing breaking stories, soaring glories, straight into the darkest night. The globe grew close, coast to coast, as moments traveled far and fast. Each leap would keep and deepen links between the future and the past. Now data dances, flashes, fuses through a boundless web of streams, through fiber lines and satellites, through glowing grids and global dreams. A message races, traces places once unreachable before, connecting every corner of an ever-opening door. And I add my voice to history, though not in the usual way. I use a text-to-speech app to communicate each day. Some hear a synthesized sound, a digital tone, refined and clear, yet every word the speaker says begins as my own voice in here. From cave to code, from road to node, from flame-lit tales to screens of blue, humanity has chased connection through every age and breakthrough. Some speak with breath, some speak with tech, some write their thoughts for all to view. The voice may change through time and change, but the human need to be heard stays true. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Everybody come off mute and show your appreciation for DK. That was a stunning feature.
Whoa! Brilliant!
Oh, that
Yay,
was
loved it.
fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
my friend.
DK. Woo!
Whoa!
I'm going to press pause, stop on the record now.
Yep.
Stop recording.